motion. So chapter 7. Chapter 7, system of particles and rotational motion. System of particles and rotational motion. So there are some part of this chapter we have already studied in motion in plane, relating angular displacement, angular momentum. All these things we have already studied in previous chapter. So before that, before I go to that once again, we have to first see what do you mean by the system of particles and all these things. Okay. So chapter 7, system of particles and rotational motion. Okay, what do you mean by a system? Do anyone has an idea? Please on your video, please, children. Last week again, we have a lot of completed, repeated reminders. Okay, Anna, some are sending the message. Rest of them, those who are not purposefully switching on the off the video, please on the video. That's it. Okay. Okay, children. So what do you mean by a system? In your idea, can you tell me? You have learned a system of organization, a system. What do you mean by that? Any idea? Atul, what do you think about a system? So many systems around our life.
Part of the universe which we study.
Once again, repeat, please.
Part of the universe we study.
Part of the universe we study. Okay. Donna, what is your idea about a system?
I think organized and well planned.
Yes, organized and well planned. Very good. So Adul is also showed it's a part of the universe. And another one is another little more clear point is Donna's. It is a system which is well organized and systematically done. So school, our school, Dr. Rajiv Davis International School. So it is an institution at the same time. Our school is on system. Our system means our school system is different from Holy Grace school system. You know very well about it, correct? And a Holy Grace school system is different from other CMI and all Carmel. So it's a system. System means it's a unique, and every part of the system has a little importance in function of entire system. Anyway, we are not talking about a system of organization or system of a company, not that. Actually, we are in physics, we are talking about system of a physic body, the body, a matter. Body means not human body. It is also included all the matter around us, that is table, chair, water, gases, so everyone. So each state of matter has its own system. Its own system means, so far till chapter 6, we are talking about in terms of a particle. We are only talking about in terms of a single particle in a system. But this is a chapter we are going to learn about macro system. Macro system means a huge system, a matter as such a whole. So a system actually is the combination of or well organized systematic combination of lot of particles in that. Okay, this is a not introduction, you don't have to write anything. So system is a well organized combination of a lot of particles. That means if a system should function, every particle should act in a particular direction. For example, in our school, we all are under Raju sir. So we are actually working as a Raju sir's vision. This system, we are working under the system of Raju sir. If he tells you, you do like this, you teach like this, you work like that. So according to that, we teachers are flexible. Each particle, we are the different particles of this system. And in that, you are the customers. If you talk about this, you are the customers and we are the helpers or servants to assist you. And we are the customer care, we can say. If you talk about a mobile, Vodafone and all, you are the customers and we teachers are the one who is doing customer care for you. So like that, our owner, the owner will tell you, you walk like this, you do like this. So every teacher, every non-teaching staff, everyone in the school is working according to the central part of the school. That is our Raju sir. So central part of the system is Raju sir. So according to his vision, according to that, and according to that, we are moving. Now, for example, if non-teaching staff is taking their own way and we teachers are dividing. So I myself and two separate. So for example, Joshi sir and we are separated against the school. And then Rajani miss and that group, they are separately. If you work like this in the system, you cannot say this is a system. This is becoming a collapsed system. Or we can just say it is a collapsed star in the terms of physics, universe. It's the evolving system. So that cannot be said a system. So a system means every particle in that system should work in the same direction. It should be equal. Everyone. I am a particle, Divya ma'am is a particle. Everyone should work equally to make that system to move around. So that means a system can be two types. One is flexible, one is rigid. So we are rigid system. Rigid system means a system which has no change in shape. It has a definite shape and formation. It has a definite shape and form. Even some external forces will come. We united together and you work for the system. So that is a rigid body. So in an ideal world, this is practicable only in an ideal world, in the case of a matter. Okay. In practical world like this, as a school, institution and all, okay, they work according to that vision. But still, in the case of a matter, a rigid body or rigid system means it has a definite shape. It has a definite shape, size, and every particle has momentum. That's our physics. We are coming to physics now. Momentum, same velocity, same acceleration, and goes on. Okay. And center of the rigid system, we call it center of mass or center of gravity. So that is the one. So if the school is our Raju Davis International School, center of gravity is Dr. Raju sir, and we are the system around it. Okay, so that is where we understand the system of particles and rotational motion. Okay, so what do you mean by a rigid body? It is a rigid body is a body, or rigid system is a system with definite shape, size, and particles move in a particular direction, particular motion, like that, so much. So every factors are unique in that. So if I ask you what is rigid system, you have to write only 2-3 points. One is rigid body is a body with perfectly definite and unchanging shape. A rigid body or a system is a with a perfectly definite and unchanging shape. Okay. And what's the next body? Next point. We are taking first quantity distance. So each quantity we will carry it out. In a rigid system, the distances between the particles of the body or system, okay, of the body or system is unaffected by the application of external forces. Okay. So if some forces wanted to destroy our entire school system, everyone in this part, you, our teachers, non-teaching staff, and everyone together will try to protect our system. Correct. So that is what. So a rigid system means everything should be unaffected. So it will be together work and it will be unaffected by any external forces. But you know that in practical world, it is not possible. Why? Because we are prone to lot of external forces in nature. Frictional force, gravitational force, normal reaction force, air resistance, all this. But Newton's third law comes to help us. So what is Newton's third law? For every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. So whatever external forces come, there will be an opposing force. So that system is unchanged. Okay. So now we are moving on to the first part. First, when you study the system, first thing what you do, who is the founder of the system? Who is the main fellow in that system? Similarly, in a rigid body or rigid system, the first important part is known as center of mass. So next, first quantity, what you learn about the system. So we are going to study different features of a system. So the first feature, what we are going to learn is center of mass. Center of mass. Center of a mass. Okay, children. I just talk about a solar system here. You know, right? Solar system, sun is the center of mass. And planets are the different particles around it. So every particle is fixed in a particular distance. Earth is a distance around this much kilometer. Saturn is from different distance from this much kilometer. So like that, what is happening? These planets are revolving around the sun only because of that. It is acting as centripetal force towards the center. Centripetal force towards the center, that we call it, that is a gravitational force. Sun is attracting all the particles towards its center. Similarly, in a system, every particle is unique, I told you. So every particle has its own mass, its own velocity, its own momentum, its own acceleration, everything is there. Suppose the system is moving. That means every particle has its own individual quantities, mass, velocity, density, acceleration, everything. So center of mass means we assume that the mass of individual particle is concentrating towards the center. That means if the sun is the center, all the planets are acting towards the center of the sun. Similarly, in a system, mass of each particle or mass of individual particle is assumed to be concentrated at the center of the body. Assumed to be concentrated at the center of body. Similarly, I told you our school. Okay, Raju sir's vision, dream. So we are concentrating on that. When we teach you, when we bring up the result for you, we are fulfilling. We are coming to concentrate that vision and dream of the main person in our organization. Similarly, so center of mass, we understand that it is the mass of individual particles assumed to be concentrated at the center of the system. So once again, I tell you, what do you mean by center of mass of a body? It is the point. I just first you listen, then you write. I'll give you the time to write because I am giving you different definitions. So you will write all the definitions. For your understanding, you can write. So main definition I will give you. Okay. You can write it down to understand your concept. The main definition I am going to give you. So what do you mean by center of mass? You can write it now. It is the point. It is the point at which it is the point. It is the point at which all the mass of individual particles individual particles of a body. I'm just speaking in terms of body because it's more easier than system, but you remain that body is a system. Every one of you in this class is a single individual system, but you have called it as a name: Gauri, Achyut, Michael, Donna, Lydia, Evelyn, Aryan, like that. So you all, your body, you are a rigid body. If I say you, each one of your rigid body, you are a system. So separate system, we call it separate name. Okay. So mass of the individual particles of a body can be assumed to be concentrated at the center. Assumed to be concentrated at the center. Concentrated at the center. That is known as center of mass of a rigid body. For example, we can write the example. For everything, we need to have a little proof to prove that. Consider a system two particles of masses, M1 and M2, having position vectors, because we are talking about 2 dimension, having position vectors of having position vectors R1 and R2, then the position vector of, next line, then the position vector of center of mass, we give a name RCM, vector notation on the top of RCM. RCM is center of mass position. RCM is equal to, this is the equation, there is no proof, you can just learn, M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by M1 plus M2. Sometimes instead of R1, we can also use the letters X1, X2, but both are position. M1 R1 by M1 plus M2. Or we can also represent same equation, RCM is equal to M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by capital M. So what is capital M? Capital M, it is the total mass of the system, where M is the total mass of a body or a system. Or a system, a rigid system. So we can represent this one in terms of a graphical representation. We can have it. So we have 2-dimensional. So we have 2 axis, x-axis and y-axis. This is our origin. And just talk about, there is a particle here M1 and here is another particle M2. And just imagine it is starting from origin. the position, the distance between the system. And where will be RCM? RCM will be at the center of this system. Okay, so this is, we can represent M1, this is M2, and this middle line we can represent as center of mass. And this is the distance, position vector, this is R2. This is how we represent in terms of vector algebra. Therefore, suppose if a system has, if a system has n particles of masses, m1, m2, m3, etc., mn. Suppose if a system has n particles of masses, m1, m2, m3 up to mn, with the position vectors, r1 vector, r2 vector, etc., rn vector, r1, r2, etc., rn vector. Then next line below that we can write, then center of mass RCM of the system is equal to, you can write the same equation but only just add up to n. m1 r1 plus m2 r2 plus etc. plus m1 rn. mn rn divided by m1 plus m2 plus etc. plus mn. And by applying mathematical summation, we can write, that means RCM is equal to sigma mi ri vector divided by sigma mi, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. up to n. And also we can write sigma mi also is equal to capital M, that is the total mass of the system. Total mass of the system. Total mass of the system. Good morning, sir. Okay, children, completed. Okay, so that is about center of the mass of the system. Once you learn center of mass of the system, now we are moving on to center of gravity. So if an object has a mass, it also definitely will have the gravitational force also concentrated. Okay, so you already know weight of a particle. So we are going to learn one by one about each quantity. Next heading you can write center of gravity of a system. Next term, term number 2, center of gravity. Center of gravity. Not S-C-E-N-T-E-R, C-E-N-T-R-E. Center means it's a tuition center, surface center, but we are talking about the midpoint. So C-E-N-T-R-E, center of gravity. So already we have learned a system has a center of mass. Gradually, it will, if they have mass, it also will have its own weight, correct? And weight, gradually we find out weight we have learned in previous 9th standard. Weight is equal to product of mass into acceleration due to gravity. In motion chapter also we discussed the same thing, correct? So weight of a single particle we can calculate by multiply with the mass and acceleration due to gravity. What's the value of G, children? Value of G. Meenakshi, what is the value of G? Acceleration due to gravity. Yes. 9.8 meter per second square. Sometimes we will be convert into 10. We round off. Okay. So if have a center of mass, we also can talk about center of gravity of a system. Okay. For example, your gravity. So center of gravity also just like it. But only one difference is that instead of M1, what we should indicate W1. So weight of the first mass, first particle W1, second particle W2, third particle goes on like that. So only difference is only you are interchanging the instead of M1 we just interchange W1. That's all. Okay, so that's about the center of gravity. So you can write down what do you mean by center of gravity. The center of gravity of a rigid body, it is in the this one slide, you can copy. The center of gravity of a rigid body is the point at which its weight can be considered, weights can be considered to act when the torque due to the weight is being calculated. That I'll come to you next point. You just write that definition. When the torque due to the weight is being calculated. Torque due to the weight is being calculated. So you can have a rough sketch of this. For example,
Ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, can you show the last page again?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now, for example, you can just draw this picture. Example, we can just draw a picture with this. This is a picture of a hinges of our door. Okay, hinges of the door. This is the hinge and this is the part of door. And we assume that the weight is concentrated at the center of this door. For example, you write, for example, write this and then you draw this. Okay. Half a lambda we will discuss later. First you just copy roughly this picture, then write there. When an object has a symmetrical shape and its weight is distributed uniformly, the center of gravity lies at its geometrical center. So what do you mean by that? For if a body has a regular shape, like a triangular, rectangle, quadrilateral, these are the regular shaped bodies. All these shapes body, the center of mass as well as center of gravity concentrated at the center. That's geometrical center. At the geometrical center. Okay, children, if you complete, we wind up the session now. Then we will meet it at 3 o'clock session. Okay, remaining part of it. So now 9:14. So from this, what we understand from that, if it is a body has a proper shape, regular shape, then center of mass as well as center of gravity will be concentrated at its geometrical center. Okay, so if the body has a circular shape, the center of gravity or center of mass will be at the center. Center of gravity or center of mass will be at the center. Okay, that's the meaning of it. And if the square, if our body is a square, you just draw the diagonal. So where the diagonal meet at the geometric center. So that is the center of gravity. So we will discuss detail when you go to the next class. Okay, we can just write another example. Center of gravity of a circle. You can just draw a circle, put a point at the center, and you can write center of gravity, center of mass also. Gravity means weight, mass into gravity. So gradually center of mass also that only. So remaining geometrical figure we will learn in the next class. Okay. Can I close the slide, children? We will continue this portion next class. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, children.